I'm not sure if I'll get it all exactly right, but when I came into the picture, I started in 2009, and at that time, the greenhouse was, Arlene was managing it. I think she'd maybe been managing it for about a year at that point. And she was essentially trying to take it from being a space that was sort of not being used or had a lot of house plants and turn it into really like a social space essentially and a space of learning. So when I came into it, in the very beginning, I was introduced to it by actually attending a workshop, in which case it was a mushroom growing workshop. I ended up helping taking care of these mushrooms, and then through discussions with Arlene, we talked about trying to create an actual workshop series at the greenhouse. And so I was a student at the time and got kind of like a co-op position, which I was partly paid by the school and partly paid through the greenhouse, in order to create this series of film screenings and workshops. And so we started doing that at the same time, and there was also there's all these little kind of mini groups, like a tea collective that was growing tea up in there. There was readings, and then the atrium, which is currently still the atrium, began to be a study space, and we started getting chairs up in there, and it became kind of a social environment, And before that, though, it was kind of only certain people could go up in there, and no one was really using it that much, and it seemed as though the space almost was kind of going to be condemned, like it wasn't really going to be used. That's how it felt when I first came around. And we started doing that educational series, but then we got this idea, it was kind of based off a little bit of Crapeau from Barrie UQAM, their kind of school that they have there every year. We saw that and we were interested in it, but we wanted to try to make it, for English speaking, but also trying to get it more hands-on. We thought that, yeah, that's really great, the theory component, and it's important, but we wanted to try to create a school that was more hands-on and practical, and that was directly working with the community. We really didn't know exactly how to do these things in the beginning. We just had ideas. And then there's so many people who have been involved in the project who I'm not even going to think of and be able to name, who all had input, but it slowly developed into what it is now. It came slowly, though.